Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kensington Cooks Live with Chef Morissa. This is Connor from Kensington Park. I'm the Director of Community Partnerships, and we want to thank you for joining us this afternoon. We have an extra special guest. Of course, we have our wonderful Executive Chef Morissa Harris here, but we also thought it would be fun to feature another one of our chefs, Alagie Say. And he is Gambian, so he will be sharing a very special meal from his native Gambia, which is in West Africa. So we've got jollof rice, a sweet couscous dessert, and he'll also be making ginger beer. So thank you so much to everybody for being here. Feel free to ask questions. We will be taking questions in the chat box, and we will always send the recipes right after the show. Thanks again, and I will turn it over to Morissa and Alagie.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Kensington Cooks. I'm really excited today. We have Alagie Say here with us, who's one of our head chefs at Kensington Park. He agreed to be with me today, and we're actually taking a trip. We already landed, and we are in Gambia, and the weather is hot.
Yes.
Hot. Yes. So I'm really excited. I'm going to kind of let him take it away, but we are going to start with the ginger beer, and I'll let him talk about that. And if you have questions along the way, please do so. But I'm excited to have him here. So thank you.
Hi, everybody. This is Alagie Say. Today, I'm here to do our favorite ginger root beer. It's a root beer, ginger with pineapple and water with the cloves and sugar. So I'm gonna show you guys how we do it back home. Okay, so first I have a clean ginger. I have my pineapple here and water, sugar, and the clove. So first I'm gonna have a blender here. I'm gonna go ahead and do my.
So you're going to take the ginger. Are you blending that first?
I'm going to blend it first,
okay.
Yeah.
So he has a lot of ginger.
Yes. So I take the ginger.
Did you peel the ginger? Is it grated or is it just raw?
It's already cleaned. I already cleaned it and then wash it and then.
Yes.
Okay.
It's peeled.
It's already peeled. So okay, here we go. So a little bit water just to make sure. It's just a little bit more water. Okay.
So is it about half pineapple juice, half water?
Half water, yeah. So now that's okay. So next thing I'm gonna use the strainer. And then take the ginger. Put it in a strainer. Okay.
I love ginger, so it smells delicious.
Yes, it's gonna be good.
Alagie, is it ginger root or something? Is it, I don't know if there's a specific type of ginger that you like to get.
Yeah, it is a root. Yes.
Ginger is a root, and it's just regular ginger.
Ginger, yeah.
Fresh ginger.
Okay.
I don't think this would work at all with just granulated powdered ginger.
No, this is the right one we use.
You need it extra fresh.
Yes. And that's the ginger. I think that's gonna be enough. And then pineapple, because it's too strong, so I'm gonna do 2 enough pineapple. Let me do 3.
I know different cultures do have ginger beer as
Yes.
you know, a very special drink. And I know Alagie shared with me that he uses whole cloves.
And whole cloves, yeah.
To kind of bring out that a different flavor. Where I know other people use fresh mint,
Yes.
which pairs well with ginger. I'm sure most of you know what clove smells like, but it smells like fall. It's delicious.
So here I'm gonna do sugar. You cannot tell because of the ginger. You can tell that, okay, I need only 5 teaspoons, but what we do is we just put the sugar there, and as you need it, you know, yeah.
That was a strong reaction from Morissa on the sugar.
I think it's definitely to taste because the pineapple juice obviously is very sweet and the ginger is not. So you probably want a good balance.
Yes, you just don't want too strong ginger, and then.
You want to put, does the clove go in now?
Yes.
Okay.
I just
How
want
many
to
do
take
you
this.
put in?
Just a few. That's it.
Alagie also shared with me the clove he leaves in there to kind of just bring the flavor out, and they don't even strain it out. However, if I was serving it or serving it to this population, I would strain it out just so nobody's choking on it.
You see how the clove is to it make it different, you know. So this is how we do it, and then exactly that's how.
And the longer it sits, so Alagie made some overnight that's been sitting, and the flavors have really been brought out and come together.
Yeah.
So we're going to taste it.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yes.
We have a couple questions, and one of them is sort of funny. So do you know why it's called ginger beer when there's no beer, Morissa or Alagie?
Ginger beer, because here, when we came here in the United States, I think Jamaican, they say ginger beer, but that's why we call it ginger beer. But for us, we just say ginger juice.
Oh, ginger juice. Okay.
Gambian, Senegal, we just call it ginger juice. Okay. So that's what it is.
And Morissa, what does it taste like?
Well, I think there's a theme going on. I think, you know, whether I'm sure Jamaicans would say ginger beer is theirs and they've made it up.
Yeah.
Or maybe the way you make it in Gambia, that's theirs and that's the way they made it up.
Right.
And you'll see with the main dish, how Alagie will explain, it's theirs, but other people use it in different parts of Africa and call it theirs, but he believes it originated in Gambia.
And
so
Senegal, yeah.
it tastes delicious. It is definitely not too sweet and not too pungent with the ginger. It's a beautiful balance. So you did an excellent job with this. I thought for sure Alagie has a sweet tooth. So I cringe with the sugar because he uses a lot of sugar personally in his coffee and things like that. But it is a beautiful balance.
This time I tried not to make it too sweet because a lot of people don't like sugar. So I do. But you know, a lot of people don't like sugar. That's why I make it balanced so that it can work for both of us. Okay?
Yes, it's delicious. And I would say this is probably the perfect drink on a nice summer, beautiful day outside to drink. Maybe even to put in a little liqueur. But if not, it definitely does well by itself. It's very.
We have a couple of questions about that. So Alagie, do people drink this, you know, with lunch, or is it with dinner, or is it a dessert drink? When do people, you know, kind of what occasions do folks drink that at, or is it sort of an everyday drink like orange juice or something?
Yes. The thing is, in Gambia, a lot of people live in a what we call compound, and the compound we have so many families live in the same compound, which they're all related but different. So therefore, it's too many people in there. They cannot make it for everybody. As here, you have a drink and your lunch and desserts. So normally what we do over there is when we have a ceremony like wedding, we have christening, and circumcisions. These are the time everybody go with. They make a lot of ginger beer for people to have, drink it after they have their entrance.
Okay, so it's sort of a special celebratory beverage.
Yes.
Awesome. And then we did have a question. Did you peel the root before you chopped it, or was the peel on?
No, I peeled it.
Peeled it. Okay.
Yes, I peeled it. Yeah. Yes.
And another question is, Alagie, when did you become a chef, or how did you become a chef? Did you cook when you were little? Was your family cooking?
No, to tell you the truth, I never ever cooked before in the Gambia. So the way I became a cook here is when I came to the United States and I was hired. I was working at Spring House, HER Manocare Spring House, and then one day I was hired as a dining server, and then I always help the cooks out all the time. And then one day the cooks called out, and then I just step up and make the oatmeal, muffins, bacons, and eggs. And then I started doing the soup. And then my boss woke up and said, "Where's Sally?" And I said, "Sally didn't come to work today." He was like, "No." I said, "Yes." He said, "But who cooks?" I said, "Me." And I was like, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yes." And then next thing, they called me in the office with the executive, and then they decided that they want to promoted me as a cook. And I was like, first I was a little hesitant because I was like, how can I do these things? And then my boss was like, "I'm going to help you, and I'm going to show you how to do things and how to read the recipe." And then I still have the book she gave me. It's a big book. I still have it in my trunk. And it has every kind of recipes here in the United States and the Western world. And then that's how I became a cook. And then they sent me to to take a class in Waldorf, Maryland. Every day I would show up to work, and then the driver would take me all the way there, and until 4:30. I do that for 6 weeks. And then that's how I became as a cook. And then I became as a cook. I've been cooking for more than 15 years. Yeah. I worked with Manocare for about 10 years, I believe. And I did the clothes, and I went for working for another senior living. I can't get out the name, but anyway, I worked there for about 2 years or something. Then I came here, and now I'm here about 5 years, I think. So I think I'm here more than 15 years. Yeah.
And that's a very interesting story, because I know, in my previous world, I worked in restaurants and hotels, and you would be very surprised that not just servers, but even dishwashers that have an interest in culinary, how they just kind of, they just start off by doing some prep work, and it turns into, they turn into executive chefs and sous chefs, and you have to really have a passion for it. But I've seen so many people start off not thinking at all that would be what they would become, and they're really, really very successful. So it's very interesting.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna move on
to sharing, Alagie.
Yeah, right.
We're gonna move on to our next dish, right?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So we're gonna move on to our next dish, which is the jollof rice itself. Okay. So first, this is the pan, and I'm gonna turn it on, and then first I'm gonna season the fish. This is a trotter fish, and then I'm gonna season it and put that on the side first before.
So Alagie has the whole fish.
Yeah.
And this dish can be made with really anything, right?
Yes, it can make with fish, chicken, or beef. But the most favorite thing we do there is either beef or fish. Yeah. So first, this fish is already clean. All right. So everything here have been already cleaned. So I'm just gonna go ahead and chop up green onion, a little bit of parsley. This is, no, this is a hot pepper. It's
Those
very
are
hot.
Scotch bonnet peppers.
Yes. So I'm gonna have garlic here. So these are the two things I'm gonna chop up just to season the fish. Okay.
So is this like a celebratory meal, or is it just a meal you eat on a Wednesday?
Yes, I see some family. It says some family members every Friday. Some family members here. Some family members in the Gambia or Senegal. Some they have a menu. Days, certain days they eat jollof rice. Some every Fridays, and some every Sunday. And it depends on the family, when do they want to do it. Some they can do it every 3 days.
Alagie, what does jollof mean? Does it have a meaning?
Yes, jollof has a meaning. It's just like what we are Wolof, but we call it jollof. Jollof means back home. Like we here, when I'm going home, I'm gonna call my friends and say, hey, I'm going to jollof. And jollof means back home.
Oh, that's very cool. Okay.
Right? I'm gonna add a little bit oil just to just salt.
So he's just adding some salt and pepper.
A little bit pepper. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna season the fish. We always use the whole fish, and then I'm gonna make a little packets here. Okay.
You include the head of the fish, Alagie?
Yes, we do. And some family members, that's their favorite one.
I bet. And do you serve it, is it family style? So there's a big plate, or does everyone get their individual serving?
You mean when we're eating it?
Yes, when you're eating. Is it, a communal dish in the middle of the table, or?
Yes, we do have a big dish in the middle of the table, and everybody join and just eat out of it.
Got it.
Yeah. But now things are changing there, like everybody make your own little plates. Yes.
And what kind of fish is that?
This is croaker.
But what else can you use besides that?
You can use red snapper. You can use tilapia.
Tilapia, okay. And what was the other one you said?
Red snapper.
Oh, red snapper, okay.
So the reason why we don't put too much oil, you just don't want the whole fish to dip down. You're gonna make it dry. So you just want to brown the both sides.
And is that just regular olive oil that you're using?
Yeah, this is olive oil.
Yeah, this is just regular olive.
Yeah, it's a regular olive oil. Yeah. Yes, okay. So when I flip this side, and then I'm gonna finish this, then I'm gonna add some stuff in here, some starch, zero fries.
So you take the whole Scotch bonnet, including the peas?
Yeah.
Or you can omit the peas if you want, because Scotch bonnet is extremely spicy. If you omit the peas, it's still going to be somewhat spicy. But if you like spice, keep them in.
It's already clean. And,
whenever you're dealing with any kind of pepper, you want to make sure you wash your hands after,
yes.
Right, Alagie?
Yes, after, because it's very spicy.
So
How long should the fish cook for?
If you just want to make sure it's brown, both sides, just to
Brown on both sides.
Yeah, it's just brown to have color.
And the skin falls off, is that what you just said?
Say it again?
The skin falls off?
No, the skin, you don't have to make the skin fall off, okay?
Oh, okay.
it's getting a nice char on it. I wish you could see it, but it's actually getting a nice color on it.
Yeah. So that's it. This is enough now, and then I'm going to put that on the side. So it's going to have. Yeah, I need the, but I don't need the water in
We need this for couscous.
Okay, I need another thing. So from now on, we're gonna start doing everything. I have my onions and stuff here. I have everything here, they clean already.
Can you get Scotch bonnet peppers at any grocery store, or do you have to go somewhere special?
I know they have it at the Asian stores, Jamaican stores, and African stores.
Okay.
I think a lot of the international stores, a lot of people are familiar with H Mart. They have it.
They have, yeah. So now this is the onion. I'm gonna peel one onion. Add it here. One tomato.
So what are we making, like a sauce for the rice?
Yes. So make the sauce for the rice. Okay, one more is. Right. Then I'm gonna blend it just to make sure. Okay. Now I'm gonna add oil here.
So is it a one pot dish? Is you cook everything in here?
Yes, it's a one pot dish, and then oil.
We're just gonna put everything in and show them. And
Yes.
then we're gonna start them.
We're gonna start.
Okay.
Yes. So we're gonna saute this.
So you would saute this, and then to this you would add your.
Totally common. And then I add, this is tomato paste. Because that gives them the color.
Alagie, did you use a white onion?
Yes, you can use white onions. Yeah.
And it's just sauteing in oil?
Yes.
Okay.
Saute it, and then you add.
So I just want to show you up close. This is what the jollof rice, Alagie has plattered it for us.
Yeah.
So he has just he just plattered it very nicely with all the vegetables. He has eggplant, the fish, carrots, some peppers, and cabbage.
Yeah.
And I'm going to taste it.
That looks beautiful. I love the pepper.
Yes, it's good. Yeah.
For timing, we're just going to explain how we would finish this off, and then we're going to start our next. So to this, he would add, and it would all cook on the stove with his fish and other vegetables. And when it's done, he would just platter it up just like this.
Just like that, yeah.
And I know I'm going to taste it. I can't wait. It's delicious. It has a kick. It definitely has. It's not over. Well, it's spicy,
yeah.
but it is really good. It has very good flavor. I will just say, as we're waiting for this to heat up, this rice. I know we use jasmine rice.
Yes.
But this rice, the grain, is shorter. It looks smaller.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because we use broken rice.
Broken rice.
Broken rice, yes. Because if you use the regular rice, then after when it cooks, it's gonna be swollen, it's gonna be too big. So therefore, this is what we use, and you can have it at any international market. It's a broken jasmine rice. Yeah. And sometimes I remember those days if my mom is cooking and they don't have broken rice, and then they will use the regular rice. And I remember when she washed it already, then she would took her hands and started breaking it to make it as little as she could. Yeah. So the next one is gonna be the dessert, which is the couscous.
So where do you eat this dish? Is this a regular dessert in the house, or is it for a wedding?
We do it at the house, but anytime wedding or christening, we have to have this. Yes.
It's the go-to dessert.
Yes, it's very good. So
I compared this when Alagie was telling me what this was. I compared it to almost like a tapioca plate, right? Would you say that?
yes, it's just like tapioca pudding. Yeah. 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 So first, this is half and half sour cream and a plain yogurt right here. Put sour cream in a bowl. Plain yogurt.
This is just regular
Couscous, yeah. So this is sugar a little bit. So we're gonna, okay, that's good. So we put this here, the couscous here, and then we're gonna add hot water.
just like you would make couscous at home.
So we're gonna put that on the side. Yeah. Yeah. Then mix your sour cream with plain yogurt. Then
This is
we
just
do
half and half,
half
or
and
can
half.
you use milk?
You can use milk, but we prefer half and half.
Okay.
Yeah. We whip it. Me, I know I want more sugar, but, but because of Morissa, so I'm just gonna go ahead and then I add.
You can make it how you go.
Then this this is vanilla extra, so I add a little bit of that. Mix it to give it different flavor. Okay, so pretty much that's it. So this is the couscous is almost ready. Okay. So then we add little butter. Yeah, to give him that little taste.
Butter's good.
Yeah, I love butter.
Butter makes everything good.
So we mix it with it, and then well, sometimes some will add little sugar, but I need to do it. Little sugar, a coconut flakes. And then raisin. That's my favorite.
Could you use other dried fruit, or raisins is
No,
typically?
just raisins and coconut. That's it.
What kind of milk did you use cream or milk, Alagie?
I use half and half and sour cream.
Oh, okay.
Plain yogurt.
And plain yogurt.
Yeah.
Could you use make a lighter version of it with?
Yes.
Okay.
You can do that and add more milk or. So this is how it's gonna look like. Okay, so then where's it?
You add nutmeg? No?
So then
What do you, you're just gonna, okay. So you don't mix them together?
No,
You kind
we
of
don't,
part, layer it?
no, yes.
Oh,
That's how.
I definitely thought you were gonna mix it.
So it's kind of like a parfait.
Yeah, and then
Interesting.
okay. So then that's how it look like. Then you're gonna get.
But you would typically let the couscous chill and be cold?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's a cold dessert.
The cold dessert, yeah.
Okay.
So, back home, women do compete to make their man happy because over there, a man have up to 4 wives, okay? And then therefore those 4 wives, everybody will find a way to make your man happy. So and they will make sure they do have that. Okay.
This is nice. Different.
And Morissa, what does it taste like?
Um,
Can you taste the coconut?
You can taste the coconut. I don't know if I mean, it's definitely comparable to rice pudding. But it's different with the couscous. And it's different because it's layered, like I'm trying to mix it together, but it's layered. So it's just a different texture. The different texture than rice pudding.
So,
But it's nice. It's a nice balance. It's not overly sweet.
yeah.
Maybe
because me, I always want it sweet. Okay. We have different kind of color couscous, the brown couscous. I think we call it couscous. You can use that also. You can also use this one. So this is the way we do in the Gambia. Yeah.
It is nice. The little crunch from the raisin. It's nice. It's a nice flavor profile.
Yeah.
Alagie, do you have any favorite memories of growing up with these foods from your family or anything?
Yes. I do like, for me, those days I remember I have my favorite dish, which is just like grits. But I love that. Every morning I will make sure I will ask my mom night before, what are we having for breakfast? And she said, what do you think? I said, I want chura. Chura in Wolof is a dish, it's a rice. They pound rice with fresh peanuts and rice and fresh peanuts. And then they cooked it and cooked it and cooked it and cooked it until it became just like the oatmeal. Mm. Yeah, it looked like oatmeal, but it's really nice. So therefore we will do it with a fresh cow milk. They will make sure, like night before, I remember my mom will send us to the place to get a fresh milk, and she will leave it outside overnight before in the morning, because if it's too hot there, then therefore it's gonna become just like sour cream. And that's the favorite. That's my favorite. Yeah.
And when you go visit home, do you like to make American dishes for your family, or do you always cook Gambian food? Or do they come and visit you?
When I go for visit, they will cook for my whole entire vacation. The neighbors, they will make a dish and bring it, but I can't eat it all. So sometimes I will miss American food and I will go to the restaurant over there to get pizza or steak or other things. But I cannot eat, to be honest with you, I cannot eat certain people's food anymore. Okay.
Too much hospitality.
The flavors are different because some of them, they don't have the money to spend, and therefore, but they just want to show their appreciation to you that you came, you go and visit them. I gave them money, because when I do go, I go to every house in our whole street. Every house, I will go in there, greet them, give them money. Okay, and I remember my friends in Germany called me one time and said, what did you do? You come and give them this lot of money and so forth. I said, hey, that's the way it is. And then said, what about us? When we go, we can't afford it. I said, I understand that, but I'm not competing with you guys. I'm just doing what I believe is right for me, because these people are there. Some of them, they don't do breakfast. They do only one meal a day. So I do that rather than to go and give them money to go to club and so forth. I don't do that. I give them money to eat, pay for school fees, help them pay their kids' school fees, and that's about it. Yes. So I do have a lot of people who will come to visit and bring me a dish, So I'm just grateful for that.
Well, Alagie, thank you so much for sharing this with us today. We had a great time, and we will send the recipes afterwards. And I wanted to make 2 announcements. One is that if you pick up the latest issue of Bethesda magazine, you will find a brief article about our dining team. You'll see Morissa, you'll see Alagie, and a few other of our servers. And there's a nice little article about them. So be sure to check out the latest issue of Bethesda magazine. And finally, this will be our last virtual show. We're going to take a break for the summer, So we wish everybody the best and thank you for being here. We want to give a special thank you to Chef Morissa for doing this since last September. We started during, at the middle of the pandemic. So we've had a lot of fun, and be on the lookout for more events with Morissa soon. But hope everybody has a great summer, and thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.